Well, good morning everybody. My name is Lindsay and I may sound a little weird. I have something like in my lungs. I don't know. It's just the way it is. Still waking up too. So I just got up, got dressed, and did not brush my hair, did not put my contacts in, but that's okay. And I need to make some breakfast for me and Dan. I have my 36-week doctor appointment today, which is crazy. I can't believe we've made it to 36 weeks. That's insane. I'm so excited about it. So I'm just gonna make some easy eggs and maybe toast for Dan. Sorry, I had to turn the camera. It looked kind of funny. I have a few stores that I need to stop at today. I need to get ready, obviously, and I did receive the baby registry box from Amazon, so we're gonna go through that as well. And yeah, so
I started this video about a week ago, and as you can tell, my voice is still not completely back, but it was like this day, I didn't realize it, but I was starting to get sick, and I was sick all weekend. I was sick until about Tuesday, and then slowly been getting better. I'm not like sick anymore. I just have a very lingering cough and like phlegm, and it's super cute, guys. So I tend to make eggs for breakfast most mornings. So, well, actually, like every morning I make eggs because it's a very nutritious thing to eat, and then also it's really easy. So I just sometimes I'll whip up some scrambled eggs or fried eggs, and usually that's just kind of what I go for. Sometimes I'll do boiled eggs if I feel like it, but I usually don't do boiled eggs because they tend to take a little longer than fried eggs or scrambled eggs. So I am usually like just trying to get breakfast done as quickly as possible so that I can get to the rest of my day. And sometimes the rest of my day does just include taking naps and going to doctor's appointments, and that's kind of what it is when you're 37 weeks pregnant now. Technically today, as I'm doing this voiceover, I just became 37 weeks pregnant. I did throw some bacon bits in there, like the Costco bacon bits, into the eggs and let them kind of add in, and then I think I did add some cheese, if I remember. I didn't watch it, it's fine. And then I was craving some milk, so I just did a little cup of milk for me, and then a cup of milk for Dan, sippy cup in his. And then this is just what I do. I usually try and eat about 3 eggs for me, and then I do 1 egg for Dan. And I felt like that was about right. I don't know if I gave him enough, but he ate it and it was good. And then I did do some toast with butter and jam, and sometimes you just gotta have that little treat. I was just gonna do it for Dan, but I was like, actually I kind of want some, so I did a slice of toast as well. Dan mostly ate his toast and jam, and that was mostly what he ate. He doesn't always eat the eggs, but I feel like if he eats them most of the time, I feel pretty good about it. But the jam that I'm using is the Simply Fruit jam, and yeah, it has like fruit syrup in it, which probably isn't like the healthiest thing, but I feel better about it. I do feel like it's less sugary than the other stuff, so, and maybe it's more naturally derived since it's a fruit syrup versus just cane sugar. So I don't know, it's probably not perfect. And then I was putting away the pillows that we sleep on while the dogs would be home alone without us, and then I put on like the decorative pillows on top of my blanket that I had to put a thinner blanket on our bed because the comforter that matches the Euro pillows that are on my bed it's just too hot right now. I can't even like handle the heat at all, like right now. It's crazy. So just with my incubator on my stomach. And then I just kind of threw my hair up in a clip. I was not that worried about it. Brushing your hair does wonders for your hair, so I just did that and threw my hair in a clip and just threw on some eyebrow powder just to fill in my eyebrows a little bit and some mascara, and I did curl my eyelashes, and that's all I did, and brushed my teeth and the important stuff. But I didn't really want to do much, so I just did a little bit, and sometimes just doing that little bit makes you feel so much better. So I do use Q-tips to clean up any mascara that I didn't put in the right spot, like if it lands on my eyelid or underneath my eye, then I use a Q-tip just to kind of wipe that off, and it comes right off.
What did she put on your belly?
She put some jelly on my belly.
So we can see.
Jelly.
Yeah.
Look up there, the baby's
Not
up
the
there.
good kind of jelly.
Not the yummy kind that we
Yeah.
had on our bread this morning. Oh. What's that sound? What was that sound?
The heartbeat.
Alright, so I went to the grocery store, picked up a couple things, and so I'm just gonna stick them in the fridge. I'm doing a video of like all my groceries for the whole month of April, so keep an eye out for that and you will see. I didn't get very much today though, but I went to my doctor's office and everything's looking fine other than baby is still breech. My blood pressure is good. We scheduled a C-section, so that's crazy. I'm excited, but like it's exciting to know that at this point I will have a baby within a month, like, which my due date is less than a month away, but still, like, that's crazy to me. Crazy. I was gonna cut up an apple for Dan with some peanut butter.
No, just a big apple for me.
Oh, I thought you would want me to cut an apple up and then give you some peanut butter with it.
No,
Just a big apple? Okay, let me wash it off then. He wants a big apple. As you can see over here, I went to Ross. I got a few things. I probably splurged a little bit, but I saw this pillow and I really, really liked it for my living room. It's nice because it's like actually a pillowcase and a pillow, and it was, let me see, $14.99. The insert, and then it also has a nice, like, really nice pillowcase. It's Ralph Lauren, so it's one of those fancy brands. I don't tend to subscribe to like fancy brands, but I really liked the pillow, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll get it. It's like super, super nice quality. It says, it has the tag on it still from Ralph Lauren. So just the pillowcase, well, I don't know if it's just a pillowcase, but like it's just attached to the pillowcase. Says MSRP is $120. So I think I got a good deal. Yeah, so I got that for the living room. I thought it would be cute in there. I like to see what kind of like treats they have. And they had these mint Russell Stover sugar-free treats. Like they're basically like a York patty, but they're sugar-free, sweetened with stevia. If I want a treat, it's the way to go. And so I got a couple of those bags because they're originally, I don't know, like probably like $5. These were $3. But this is kind of what I went in for. I didn't think that I'd be picking up a pair of sweatpants necessarily, but I went in there for some pajamas, and I just, like, I was looking for like a cute pajama set, and I just didn't like any of them, and so this is what I grabbed. I'm definitely gonna want to try these on and see if they like pinch my belly, because that's why I haven't been able to wear a lot of my sweatpants, is because they're too tight around the belly. So these were only, they're a Jockey brand, which is a good brand, $5.99 for those, so that felt good. Me and Dan did snack on the chocolates on the way home. So I think I'm gonna go in my room and open this up with you guys really quick. I don't think I can tell you how excited I am that my room is finally painted. Like, it's the same color as the rest of the house. We just painted it this last weekend, and it's been so nice having it painted and having it all done. And yeah, so this is the baby registry box, and you get this for free if you order $10 worth of items on the baby registry. So I just literally bought Dan's diapers that I needed to buy anyway. I threw them on the baby registry and then ordered them. And so yeah, so there's a couple things in here, some advertisements basically. This one, I don't know, just little things. And then inside is a little bag, cute. I don't know what's in here. I did get one with Dan. When Dan was little, I did get another one, and so this one's probably a little different because I got a MAM bottle. I didn't know they made bottles. That makes sense though. All I knew is that they made binkies. I know, nothing. It's fine. There's this bottle and it also has a binky inside. So it comes apart in a lot of different ways. I actually have this exact binky from Dan. I don't know if I still have it, but I did have it at one point. I think I got it from the Amazon gift registry actually. Bottle from Nam and a binky, so that's pretty cool. And then I got this Aquaphor in the Target bag as well, so I just don't really love Aquaphor. It's just not my favorite. Some Cetaphil baby shampoo. I've heard that this stuff is really good. I actually think I used it on Dan when he was little, and I didn't think it was bad. I just am trying to lean more towards like the natural products, so I don't know how natural Cetaphil is. I need to learn more. CeraVe moisturizing cream. Truly, I'll probably use this more for me than baby because I don't think babies should use a lot of lotion. This is the Vivi 2-in-1 wash and shampoo cleansing gel. It's tear-free. It says 96% natural origin formula. So that's fairly good. It doesn't have all like the really terrible stuff. No parabens, no sulfates, no phthalates, no dyes or gluten or silicones or even essential oils, which is good. This one seems all right, so I might use that one. And then some CeraVe wash and shampoo. Still don't know much about CeraVe either. I get nervous because they put so many ingredients and things and you have to check every single ingredient and it's crazy. There's just a couple more things in here. This is the Lancino breastfeeding samples. I got this exact same thing in the Target bag. So it's just some breast milk storage bags and then disposable nursing pads. So there's two nursing pads and 2 breast milk bags. So those are nice. I don't know if I'm gonna be pumping a lot, so that's not really something I'm super worried about. And I have a ton of bottles from when Dan was in the NICU. I did save quite a bit of those and I did get rid of quite a bit of those as well. This is Body Boost Stretch Mark Butter. Nourishes itchy, stretching skin. I should use that. I have another sample in my drawer that I am planning to use as well. And then this is this is a swaddle, like a whole swaddle. That's pretty cool. This is the Stage 1 Swaddle Me Original Swaddle. Let's open it up because I'm curious. I think I have a few swaddles from Dan, but I have one. It's the Woomy Grow With Me, and that's my favorite one. And I just don't think you can really have enough because you never know what the baby's going to like specifically. But this one seems good. It does have a thing in the back. What is that for? It's like a little hole in the bum. That's weird. Why would it have, like, it's stitched up? Why would it have that? That is so odd. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because it's just a little swaddle, but it's cute. And then a little swaddle for my little buggles. I'm so excited. Oh, it's gonna be so fun to have a little baby here. I'm so excited. Okay, and then I think there's just one last thing. Carter's brand. And it's just like a little, this is called a onesie, right? I don't really remember. It's just like a little shirt thing. A bodysuit. They call it bodysuit. That's right. Okay. Well, it's got little animals on it. So cute. That'll be nice. I think that's a nice like mixed bag for sure because there's nothing too crazy in there and nothing like, I don't know, nothing that I probably won't use. Like the Aquaphor, maybe I won't use that, but all the other stuff I'll probably end up using it. So I feel like it's a pretty good bag of stuff. I'm gonna throw away all of the garbage though. So it feels really nice just to get like little samples and things that can maybe make my life easier in the future. Also, being able to test things out on the baby is kind of nice. I mean, that sounds kind of terrible, but like seeing if I like it for him and if he likes it. And I don't know, I might use some of it for Dan, you know? Like, having 2 kids is crazy. I'm getting excited. 36 weeks today, that's crazy. And I feel really good about it, and I just feel like, everything's falling into place. And even with probably having to do a C-section, he might flip. It's possible he'll flip head down, and then we'll do a vaginal delivery. But I really do think, like, I just kind of feel it in my heart that he's gonna be a C-section baby. I just, like, I've kind of been feeling that for like the last week, and it's not like I had to resign myself to it. It's that I just had to, like, kind of be like, okay, that's what's gonna happen. It's all right. Not a big deal. There are worse things than having a C-section. And honestly, I will say, I didn't hate having a C-section with Dan. He was a smaller baby too, though, so they didn't have to do as big of an incision. But, like, I really didn't hate it. And having a scheduled one kind of feels a little bit easier and less traumatic, like, less crazy. So I don't know, like, there's no real winning. Like, I don't think a vaginal birth would be, like, the best thing either, because I'd have to heal from that. And I don't know, I'm just trying. I'm trying to do what I can. And just trying not to worry too much, and put these things in the hands of the Lord, really, and pray about it and feel good about it, and just give myself lots of grace, because there's nothing I can do about him flipping. I did look up the Spinning Babies website, and I did, like, do some of the positions, and, like, I wasn't super diligent about it because it was hard to do them while being, like, 35 weeks pregnant. But it was still good. Like, I still tried, and I'm sure it works for some people. It didn't work for me, at least not yet. And I still might try. Sometimes I just get into those positions because they're a little more comfortable for a minute too. Like the ones where you're, like, laying down and your butt's up in the air and your belly's off the ground and stuff. That one feels pretty good. But because, like, I have to lay on my side when I'm sleeping all the time and all that stuff. But it feels good. I am excited about this little bag of stuff, especially the swaddle. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know why. It's just fun to try new things, and to get free things is great. This bag apparently is worth $35. So if you do the registry and you get it, make sure that you get it for free after paying the $10 for an item. Like, you don't even have to really pay $10. You're just buying something that you would have bought anyway. Or if someone else orders something from your registry, great too. But yeah, so it's exciting. I am thinking of all the things that we need to get. Well, there's really not a lot that we need to get. I do think I still want to get a new diaper pail for baby, but I also am like, the one we have works. It breaks every once in a while, but it works for the most part. And I am pretty frugal for the most part, so it's like, it's hard to, like, decide if I want to spend that money, and we have basically everything else. It's crazy. So the free stuff is fun though, because it's just, like, it gets me excited, and I'm excited about this baby. So and I think we have a name picked out, so we're excited. Dan's really excited to be a big brother, and he was so excited to hear the baby's heartbeat again. So yeah, so this little boy will have a great name. We're so excited, can't wait. So yeah.
And then 5 days later, I ended up filming this sequence of making dinner and a dessert with Dan. And so I just kind of wanted to throw it in here as well, and just because I felt like it needed a little extra stuff in that video, in this video technically, I guess. So I decided to make some shepherd's pie for dinner, and this is one of my favorite go-to meals because it's just so easy, guys, and it's a one pan thing. Well, kind of. It's like you have to make the mashed potatoes, but then everything else is, well, okay, it's not a one pan thing. That's a lie, I guess. Because you have to cook everything and then put it into a pan, and then it's like casserole, and it's delicious. I am still having to pause the video every like little bit to cough, so I'm sorry about that. But I just did the rest of the Yukon Gold potatoes that I had. I don't know, golden potatoes, whatever they are. And I just sliced those up really quick. Gold potatoes are so nice because they cook really quickly, and then they also they're just, I don't know, you don't have to skin them, you don't have to peel them. It's really nice. And then I just cut up an onion, and I cut up this really big onion, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put the rest in the fridge. That's kind of what I like to do though too, is I like to cut up a big onion and then have some in the fridge already cut up for other meals and things. And then it's just nice to have a little bit of onion in the fridge. But if you do put onion in the fridge, don't just stick it in a container. I do a Ziploc bag and then I stick it into a container because it just gets really smelly and very, like, it'll ruin the container if you it'll like make it smell like that forever. So I like to make sure that I put it in a Ziploc bag first and then put it in a container, and then it's very contained, and it smells so much better in my fridge because I can't actually smell the onion. So I did about a half a stick of butter and then the onion that I threw in there and some garlic. I probably didn't need that much butter, but butter's delicious. No, actually, was it a half a stick? I think it might have just been like 2 tablespoons. I think I just had like a little bit left on a cube that I was like, I'll just use the rest of this. Salt and peppered the onions because that's important. I wanted to caramelize the onions and the garlic just a little bit because I would be browning the meat and I didn't want the meat to, I don't know, like stop the onions from browning, if that makes sense. And I think caramelized onions are the best. Also, I like had to pull the meat off of the ground beef. I did defrost it in the microwave, so I had to take like the stuff that was already thawed out and threw it in there, and then put the rest back in the microwave just to thaw it out all the way because there was a chunk that was like frozen. And if you do that, then it makes it thaw out a lot quicker. So it had only been thawing out for maybe 10, no, like 20 minutes in the microwave, which is a long time, but like if you think about it, if you have to set ground beef on the counter to thaw out, it takes a lot longer than that. So it took about 20 minutes to thaw out the ground beef, which wasn't too bad. And given that I didn't actually take it out of the package immediately. So I threw a little bit of beef broth in there to kind of help the ground beef cook a little bit quicker, just because like it would boil it and it was going to be a sauce anyway, so I wasn't worried about that. And then I added the onions back in just to give it that flavor, some Worcestershire sauce, and just kind of kept mixing salt, pepper, and then I did add other flavorings as well, you'll see. So here's some onion powder, some garlic powder, which, I mean, I know I added onions and garlic, but you never can have enough of that. And then some Lowry's all-season salt. That just gives it a little bit of like an extra kick to it. Like it's not a kick necessarily, but it's like a more depth to the flavor is the seasoned salt. It just, I don't know, I like it. And then just kept adding things until I felt like the consistency was pretty good. So then I added the vegetables. Just a bag of frozen vegetables is great for this meal because it's so easy. It just makes it so much easier. I was like, I have carrots and I have things I can cut up, but I just wanted it to be an easy meal. So just kept adding things, kept tasting and seeing if it was any good, and just wanted the right flavor. I did end up adding some more seasoned salt, I think, without being on camera. And then I just used xanthan gum to thicken it, which is just a thickener. And I never know how much to use. I don't think I used quite enough because it was still kind of a thinner gravy, but it was still really good. So I wasn't like upset. And it's kind of nice to have a thinner gravy with like the mashed potatoes on top and everything. So more salt and pepper and all the things that I added to this, and just kept tasting it, kept seeing what I needed. I don't always follow a recipe. I just kind of go off of the seat of my pants sometimes. And then just about half a stick of butter into the potatoes. That was very frozen, so I had to like sit and chop at it for a minute just to get it so that it wouldn't be too crazy. That salt right there that I just threw in there is called Redmond's salt. I don't know. It's like it's a Redmond salt. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like a more bougie salt, I guess. I learned about it when I was doing the carnivore diet. It's a very naturally derived salt. It actually, I'm pretty sure it comes from like this salt flats in like kind of near me. I'm in Utah, so I'm not exactly sure if the salt flats are in Utah or if they're just really close. I've never been there, so I don't actually know. Utah's really big, so I haven't been everywhere in Utah, but I had heard about it, and when I was at the store one day, I saw the Redmond sea salt. It's not sea salt though, like it's from a different area. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious. And I was like, okay, I will try this salt. So I really like it. I just am trying to still work through like my iodized salt that's in my salt shaker and stuff too. So I will probably add that to my salt shaker at some point because it is very good. It's like a little bit more of a pink salt too. So I don't know, maybe it's healthier. I don't really know. I'm not the I'm not the salt expert. Dan was very excited to lick um, the potato masher. Well, it's not like that's a meat masher actually, but I use it for potatoes too. It's a dual thing. I can mash up my meat, clean it, and then mash up my potatoes, and it works out just fine. I don't need a potato masher. I don't want a potato masher. I do not use a potato masher. Sometimes I'll use my like hand mixer blender, but yeah. This next clips are me and Dan. So I threw some shredded cheese on top of the shepherd's pie and threw it in the oven. But me and Dan are gonna make a dessert. It's like a chocolate bread with cream cheese filling. It's good. Okay, get your stool and bring it over here.
Okay.
You want to help me?
Yes.
We're gonna crack some eggs.
Okay. Good
Good
job.
job. Yep.
Now the other name.
Wait.
Crack this egg.
Okay. That's great. Okay, crack another one.
About one.
Perfect.
And this one.
And that's a good one too. Yep. 4 eggs. Huh. Dan loves to cook with me and bake with me and do these kinds of things. It's a lot of fun to have him join in, but it was a little stressful, especially in just a second when I show you us adding the sweetener, like right now. I was about half a cup of sweetener, and so I grabbed the half cup and had him dump it in because he was very adamant that he wanted to do it, and then I walked away. And that was my mistake. Walked away because I had to get the butter out of the microwave. And he dumped in probably another, I don't know, quarter of a cup, eighth of a cup, something. And it was enough to definitely add a little bit more sweetener to the bread. So it's a little sweet, but it's okay. And then because of all the craziness with Dan being so helpful, I did forget to put baking powder in this, and it was not the best. The flavor was really good. I did think that there was a little too much sweetener, but the flavor was good, and it did taste good, and we're still eating it, but and we'll still eat it, and it's a delicious dessert. But no baking powder meant that it didn't rise like at all, so it was very, very dense. But the cream cheese mixture was definitely helpful in that because like it kind of lightened it up a little bit. If it was just the bread, it would be way too hard to eat, and I don't think I would have finished it unless maybe adding like some whipped cream on top with some strawberries or something, which still might be really delicious if I did that. But we're almost done with the bread, so I'm not that worried about it. Me and Dan have been snacking on it, and it's been delicious and fun. It did call for coconut flour and all of those fun things. Just keto baking is it's a different kind of baking, and I doubled the cream cheese filling stuff. I'll have this video that I found from the keto certs recipe. It's on YouTube. I'll link it down below so you can check it out if you want to try this recipe and maybe make it better than I did because I didn't add baking powder, and also Dan added way too much sweetener. He was just enjoying just licking all of the things and tasting everything. It's fine. He's 3. It's just what it is. I honestly, I'm not that much of a good example. If it's just us eating something, I am just like dipping my fingers in there, tasting everything. It's just kind of how it is. I do wash my hands a lot more than he does, but it's okay. He did wash his hands before this. I had Devin take him into the bathroom and wash his hands so that, because I knew that they were going to be real dirty because he just touches everything in the house. It's fine. But yeah, and he grabbed one of the eggs and that I had rinsed off, and then he put it back on the table because I was like, hey, go wash your hands. And it was like, had like black on it. I was like, oh, so I was so glad that I made him wash his hands before starting this process. He was very much wanting to help with the mixing and everything. I did have to add some whipping cream to the cream cheese mixture because I felt like it was just too thick. And I think that was a good call because it was really thick. So I was like, okay, some whipping cream might help just kind of thin it out a little bit. I think milk might have done a better job just because whipping cream is thicker, and I added quite a bit of it, but it was still really good, and maybe that kept it from like getting too thin too, using whipping cream versus milk. I don't know, but it was fun. It was good to try these recipes. I'm trying keto baking because I would like to be able to do some baking here and there that's really delicious, but I have yet to find like a keto recipe that I'm like in love with. But it's okay. I'm just learning, just trying to do better and trying to get better at the no sugar baking and less flour baking, But I do still do some regular flour and some baking. Like, I cannot make German pancakes without regular flour. It was literally the worst thing I've ever baked in my life when I used coconut flour to make, what was it, the German pancakes. And it was so sad. We like ate it and I sat there like so sad. And I was like, I'm making regular German pancakes right now. Anyway, so you just kind of layer the chocolate and then the cream cheese and then the chocolate again and then the cream cheese on top, and it was really good. It had a really nice flavor. I would maybe do it again, just add baking powder next time. I don't know. I'd have to decide. I have a lot of recipes I want to try, so I might not do this one again for a while.
That.
Is it bread?
No.
We just gotta bake it for a little bit now, huh?
I got my chair.
Good job. So this shepherd's pie is not like the tomato-based flavor. I do it more like a gravy, and I like it better that way. Devin does like to have like the tomato flavor, and he would normally put ketchup on it anyway, so that's kind of what he does. Is so he'll eat it and then he'll throw a bunch of ketchup on top, and that's how he gets his tomato flavor, and it's the best of both worlds. So I did try the bread. I did try to pound it out, but it was just so dense and so stuck, and I was just like, okay, fine, I'll score it around the edges, and then it came out, but there was a bunch of chunks that just like stayed in the pan. I did spray the pan with avocado oil, but it just didn't work. It didn't completely make it stop. So I think if I did do it again, I'd probably do the pan with butter or something, and maybe some type of flour around the edges just to stop it from coming down, or stop it from sticking, I should say. But yeah, it was just very dense, and I was like, this is weird. Like, it doesn't look like the picture or the video that they had. And then I sat there eating it. We were eating it, and then I was sitting there eating it on the couch with Devin and Dan, and I looked at the counter, and I saw the powdered, like the baking powder, and I was like, oh no. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!